Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ergonomics and Facilities Planning for Hospitality. We are already at our 16th week. And for week 16, our topic is about the facility design. So once again, this PowerPoint presentation was prepared by Sir Jamal Anthony Garcia. So for week 16, we will discuss the importance of lodging planning and design, and we will also explain each of the development process and its importance in designing hotels. So let's proceed to our discussion. So for week 16, we'll talk about the lodging planning and design. So lodging design is an integrative process bringing together the skills and expertise of owners, managers, architects, builders, and host of others to conceive and construct a building that meets a variety of business and travel objectives. And for this one, the owner sees a hotel as a real estate and investment opportunity, and managers expect the hotel to meet certain strategic goals and provide revenue as well, and others have myriad reasons for involvement in the development and design process. So for the development process, syempre kailangan maraming mga specialists ang magtulong-tulong sa pag-conceptualize and pag-design ng hotel. So not only meron binubuong development team ito, at kung saan the whole process is kailangan mag-communicate ng isa't isa, hindi pwedeng ma-bypass ang isa. Kasi what if kung ang instance is, of course, yung architect may ginawa na siyang design, and then the hotel owner or the is not hindi niya gusto yung design na ginawa. So, pwedeng palitan pa, di ba? Or meron naman, vice versa, si hotel owner, gusto niya ng gantong design pero hindi siya pwede dahil hindi siya pasok sa standard ng isang lodging planning or lodging facility. So, kaya very important ang development process. So, for the space allocation program, so may program. So this one, a program is a document that lists design requirements for a project, creating a space allocation program. And so for creating a space allocation program, it requires to be a cooperative effort with the input from the owner based on the feasibility report and the owner's objectives, as well as the objectives of the management company, the architect, and other consultants. So at the beginning of schematic design or the first design phase, the architect takes these early space estimates and develops a list of hotel spaces and the required floor areas. So for this one, may schematic design or may sinusundan na scheme according sa lodging planning. So hindi pwedeng may nai-skip na ibang plan or design. So for the operational criteria, we have here the following list identifies some of the operational decisions affecting the hotel's design and layout that the management company must take. So ito yung mga operational decisions na nakakapag-affect sa design ng hotel. Of course, the front desk. We also have the luggage, receiving and storage, trash and garbage, and food and beverage. So unahin natin ang front desk. So bakit kailangan nade-design ng maayos ang front desk? It's because, of course, you need to determine the staffing levels, kung ilang tao ang dapat mag-duty sa front desk. Also, what kind of computer systems ang ilalagay. Also, determine the need for safe deposit boxes and concierge services. So, very important ang pag-design sa front desk or operational decision for the front desk. The next one is the luggage. For luggage naman, the development team must decide how luggage is moved to and from guest rooms. Plan allocation for storage as well. So, syempre, dahil of course you own a lodging facility, very important ang luggage storage sa planning and design ng isang lodging. The next one is receiving and storage. So for this one, determine the responsibilities for purchasing, receiving, and issuing of food and other goods. So for the receiving and storage naman ng mga other hotel items such as yung mga, of course, toiletries, bed sheets, and food items, pag may restaurant ang hotel. So, kailangan may proper receiving and storage ka din. Hindi dapat dun sa kung saan din pumapasok ang guest or main entrance of the guest. The next one is trash and garbage. So, for this one, of course, you need to um, study waste holding alternatives. So, kailangan may proper segregation tayo ng garbage. So, from non-biodegradable to biodegradable, and then for recyclable items, reusable items, and yung mga items na pwede pang ma-donate. So, these are for the trash and garbage. And food and beverage naman is last operational decision that could affect the hotel's design and layout. Bakit? It's because, of course, you need to establish the concept of room service. And for each food and beverage outlet, including hours of operations and production requirements as well. So that is for our operational criteria na kailangan i-consider sa pag-design ng hotel, especially sa layout din. So for the construction and engineering criteria, so in addition to estimating and refining space requirements and defining the operational aspects of the proposed hotel, the development team needs to establish preliminary construction standards for the hotel, especially for its construction materials and mechanical systems. So while these standards might be so detailed as to dictate steel rather than a reinforced concrete structural system, the team should establish specifications that identify such construction details as the primary exterior materials, type of window glass, and quality of interior finishes. So for this one, all hotels are subject to a variety of construction regulations, from zoning codes to health standards to sign ordinances. So usually pag ganito, may sinusundan silang standard from a department, lalo na sa mga kunyari dito sa atin sa Pinas, we have the Department of Tourism in order for them to check ang isang establishment kung sumusunod ba sila sa proper layout ng isang hotel. Also, so, for example, kung may proper exit ba ito, may mga fire extinguishers, equipped pa to with proper safety equipments. Also, hindi lang yun, kundi pati yung mga health standards, zoning codes, and then mga proper design to comply with the building and fire code. So, yun yung mga chine-check nila bago ka mag-operate. So, kailangan pasok lahat yan sa mga list and standards ng construction and engineering criteria. So, of course, since magpapatayo ka na nga lang ng lodging facility, so, and you need to have a nice design and layout, so you have to consider the budget. So, of course, if you have a minimal amount of budget pero yung gusto mong design is napaka pangmamahalin, so of course you have to meet in the center. So dapat balance lang. According to your budget, yun din dapat yung ma-provide ng iyong layout. Pero of course, do not settle for low standard materials kasi in the end, ang mapapahamak din is your hotel or the lodging facility or the accommodation itself. So for this one, all hotels are subject for to a variety of construction regulations. And not also that, as a project moves through the design phases, an increasingly important aspect of the budget is the allocation of the contingency fund. Of course, hindi dapat sakto din yung budget. Kailangan may sobra ka din kasi may mga instances na kung saan habang ginagawa ang layout or facility ng isang layout or the design of a certain lodging facility, may mga instances or situations na kung saan nag-i-increase yung demand or the price of a certain material or nauubusan ng stocks or meron din madalas of course nada-damage yung ibang stocks or items. So you'll never know. So dapat hindi lang din sakto, may pasobra din ang budget for the lodging planning. So the next one that we will discuss is the site design. So of course, this is the first step in designing a hotel building. And bakit? Is because we need to analyze the site and its constraints and opportunities. So for this one, ang site design ay ang responsive ang may responsibilidad nito is the architect. So the architect is responsible for coordinating the site planning with, of course, the engineers who are responsible for such details as drainage, exterior lighting, and of course, pag sa layout or sa design na, dito na papasok si interior designer. Si interior designer siya naman bahala sa mga patterns, layouts, patterns, designs, kung ano yung theme or motive ng isang lodging facility. So yun yun. So for this one, we have some list na kailangan gawin ng mga architect. So we have here the visibility and accessibility. So of course, you must consider the road access and surrounding street patterns. We also have the surface conditions. So analyze terrain, vegetation, existing buildings and roads, and environmental constraints. We also have the regulatory restrictions. So research applicable height restrictions, parking requirements, and other zoning codes. We also have the subsurface conditions. So you must confirm the location of underground utilities, height of the water table, bearing capacity of the soil, and existence of environmental hazards. For adaptability naman, so an architect must determine the site's potential for expansion or development for other uses. For site character, describe the qualities of the site such as surrounding uses and views. And for orientation and climate, site the building and locate recreational facilities to maximize sunlight, analyze microclimate, especially for results. So, syempre, hindi lang naman tayo puro hotel. May mga kino-consider din tayo lalo na kung isa kang hotel and resort. So may accommodation ka na, may resort ka pa. So that is for our site design. For our site planning, so of course, site planning occurs at the same time as the building is designed. So inuumpisahan to dun pa lang sa schematic design na kung saan yung architect nag-explore na siya ng alternative concepts for the hotel and other aspects much later when the final construction drawings are proceeds or produced. So we have here the members of the development team also should assess the relative need for several distinct public entrances. Not only that, so ito yung mga kailangan. We have the main hotel, the ballroom or the banquet area, the restaurant, nightclub, and the health club. So these are the distinctive public entrances in which merong receiving and storage, receiving area or entrance, trash entrance or exit, and also employee entrance. Kasi hindi naman pwede sa kung saan napasok ang guest, doon din pumapasok ang employees. Di din naman pwede siyempre na kung saan napasok ang guest, dun mo din tinatapon or nilalabas ang basura mo. It's a big no-no for an establishment. So kaya very important talaga ang site planning. So we also have here among the most prominent features of the main entryways is the porte cochere, or this is a canopy designed to protect guests from inclement weather and provide visual emphasis to the hotel's main entrance. So ito madalas tong nakikita sa mga parang lumang hotel na kung saan parang may may bubungan lang bago mag-entrance ng hotel. Pero karamihan ngayon mga modern hotels, while waiting, meron ka namang guest room lobby sa loob na kung saan pag gusto mo nang magsundo or gusto mo nang pahatid, ah, pag nandiyan na siya, saka ka na lang lalabas. So, for the modern hotels yan ngayon. For our hotel design, these are uh, the one that needs to be designed by the architect. So we have here the guest room and suites, also the guest room floor planning and guest room layout. So for the guest room and suites, since of course ang mga guests nagsuspend sila ng more time doon, so very important na maganda ang pagka-design nun at saka may proper layout talaga, and it is the only natural to improve the quality or the functionality of guest rooms as well. Of course kasi guest rooms represent the not just, hindi naman siguro total package, kundi syempre doon nagsistay ang guest, doon sila natutulog, doon sila nagpapahinga. So, yun ang mas naaalala ng guest. So, for example, meron sa guest room na hindi nagpa-function well or merong hindi magandang design. So, it's a big disappointment para sa isang guest, and it might spread a word to some of their friends or relatives, and magkakabad review ang isang hotel or lodging facility or an accommodation because of that. So for the guest room floor planning, of course, the planning requirements for guest room floors are relatively few. There must be designated number of guest room or suites, guests and services elevators, and should be conveniently located with exit stairways and must meet the building code. Adequate lining, storage, and vending area should be provided as well. So hindi naman pwede na sa isang floor lahat ng guest room nandoon tapos sa parang sobrang kulob na insiksik. So of course, you have to consider na kailangan meron din sa mga guest room floors na kung saan ma-feel ng isang guest na hindi lang sila basta nasa hotel, but of course, this is a relaxing moment for them. So might as well magdagdag na rin sa mga guest room floors ng mga some amenities or entertainment, or as well as a vending machine para mas convenient din sa kanila. So for the guest room layout naman, we also have here. So for the guest room layout, of course, si architect at si interior designer ang kailangan mag-communicate with one another because they need to understand the typical guests and their needs and establish a respect, a firm furnishing budget, and create design concepts that give the hotel guest room a distinctive character. So yan ang kailangan. So for the guest room design criteria, we have the following. Of course, we need to consider the bed. So determine the exact room mix for the hotel, provide adequate spacing, bedside tables, adequate lighting, and so on and so forth. For work area naman, provide a desk or work table. So you must consider a chair height and comfort, provide a phone and adequate lighting. For lounge area, provide soft seating group, consider comfort, lighting tables, TV viewing angle, adequate space for fold-out sofa. For clothes storage and dressing area, you must determine how many drawers are needed in the dresser, so the size of the closet and how much luggage space is needed, and provide a full-length mirror. For bathroom naman, select bathroom fixtures, consider lighting and counter space, ventilation, and finishes. For decor, evaluate furniture, fixtures, and equipment, carpet, wall covering, sheer and blackout drapes, bedspreads, and furnishing. And these are the other things that we need to consider. The screen view into the guest room from the corridor, provide a separate dressing area, assess the needs for mini bars, adjoining rooms, etc. And the suite layout, of course. So for the suite layout, it should be traditionally made up of relatively large part of urban hotels and often were occupied by permanent residents as well. So this is for our guest room design criteria. So for the suites, we have two common models. We have the narrow front to back or shotgun arrangement, and we also have a side-by-side suite. So for the narrow or front to back, ito yung in which the living room faces an atrium or outside corridor, and the bathroom is in the middle. The living room faces an atrium or outside corridor, and the bathroom is in the middle of the bay, and the bedroom is in the rear with an exterior orientation. For a side-by-side suite, it consists of two small bays, each with windows to the outside. So the lobby is the most important or prominent of a hotel public spaces. In addition to establishing the image of the hotel, the lobby serves many functional requirements as well. So one of the key planning objectives for hotel architects is to cluster the public facilities, restaurants, lounges, function rooms, the front desk, guest elevators, and so forth around the lobby, ensuring that the hotel guests can find various facilities with a minimum of difficulty. So that is for our lobby. So ito yung mga lobby design criteria. We have the circulation, the front desk area, the luggage, the seating, support functions, and of course, the decor. So ito yung mga kailangan i-consider sa pag-design sa lobby. Circulation, kung may proper circulation or ventilation ba doon. Front desk area, of course, ito yung unang makikita ng mga guests pagpasok sa hotel. So it should be a big impact. Also luggage and seating. Hindi pwede na isa lang yung upuan doon, of course. And support functions such as the concierge desk, public restrooms, house and payphones, coat rooms, hotel directory, and the decor as well. So that is for our lobby design criteria. For our food and beverage design criteria, we need to consider this as well because the design of the hotel food and beverage outlets depends on the management company and the quality and price level of the hotel. So we have to consider the location. So position the main three-meal restaurant convenient to the lobby. The specialty restaurant may also feature exterior access. For service, group of food outlets close to the kitchen or a satellite pantry provide bars with nearby storage or other support areas. For flexibility, design large restaurants and bars so that sections can be closed during slow periods. For support areas, place public restrooms, coat rooms, and telephones nearby. And for layout, provide a desk for the host service station and a flexible mix of table sizes. So minimize or eliminate level changes to better accommodate disabled guests as well. So for week 16, we have some references and suggested readings. Kindly look at your handouts or PDF files for our references and suggested readings as well. So for week 16, we have two requirements or two activities. So first activity is essay. So total of 5 items. And second activity is a research paper. So total of 2 items as well. So for activity 2, research the following types of lodging properties and typical hotel area allocations. So those are the things that you need to search for week 16. So once again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So this video will be posted on our Google Classroom as well. So thank you everyone and God bless.